And this is America, where I told you is the place of Sri Krishna, where Sri Krishna became the Virat. Unless and until you see for yourself that we have to do this, we have to become this, we are still busy with our little silly problems. It's a vicious circle. As soon as you start worrying about your silly problems and your old stuff still becoming glorified in Sahaja Yoga, then you find the vicious circle starts working. It doesn't achieve anything. It doesn't give you good chances. It doesn't give you confidence. It's such a thing, it's like a packaging, as they call it. But as soon as you decide, no, I'm going to do it. You people are Sahaja Yogis. You know all about Kundalini. You know all about awakening. You know all about higher stages of attainment. Everyone is capable of giving realization to people. You know where the thing is stuck. Everything you know. But now, just think about it. How many of you have been able to do something about it? When people see you, their idea about you is very poor. They think that you are stuck up with your wives, so the wife is very dominating. So this is happening. Suddenly you go off. You see your child, worried about the child. Sometimes I'm surprised that once they are married, they have a child, then they become nothing but the parents of the child finished. Sahaja Yoga is finished. Then the child becomes important. But the blessings become the bindings. So you have to watch within yourself that we are here for liberation, for complete freedom. But in the subtle way, all these things go on binding you. And you are attached to it. And you don't know how they are still tagging you down. They don't allow you to fly. They don't give you the freedom. That is your own right to have it. So even if I make an aeroplane, I do everything, put the fuel into it, I say everything, but it doesn't want to fly. So what do you do with such an aeroplane which doesn't want to fly? This sort of a situation is there. And this situation makes you so limited and so dwarfy. How will you grow? Unless and until you grow and you show that in your day-to-day life, into your personality, into everything, I assure you nobody is going to be impressed by you. Sahaja Yoga is not going to work by advertisement, nor by my photographs. It's going to work by your work, by your responsibility, by your shouldering Sahaja Yoga. It's your responsibility to spread Sahaja Yoga and to establish it. But first of all, your shoulders should be strong. You are still out of job. You are still somebody hanging in the air. You are still somebody who will not even look at you. Then how can you carry on your shoulders? So first thing is to build yourself inside as well as outside. But such a vicious circle, I tell you, if you do not go deep into yourself, you cannot also get the outside. So it works hand in hand. As soon as you start building yourself inside, you'll be amazed how things will work out, how you'll become dynamic, how you'll become great. But you get involved into things which are very small and transitory. So as I told you before, we are seeking the eternal. So the transitory things are to be only used very temporarily. What we need is not so important. If you can understand this thing clearly, that we still are not free, not detached. from all the things we had before Sahaja Yoga, and they have become subtler and subtler and subtler. And we are still only using Sahaja Yoga for that purpose and not for spreading the light. So what's going to happen? This is absolutely to be understood within yourself. Sometimes my lectures, you see, are little harsh. People think that mother had to say these things. This is also out of my love for you and out of my love for this country. You have to really see to yourself, what are we? Where are we? We are not going to end up, because Sahajogis we had were subnormal people in the society. If you see the gurus, how they spread themselves, though they are false, they are useless, but everybody knows about somebody who comes up in 2 months' time. All over the world you can hear about that person. What they do, they go and first of all see the people who are successful, who are prominent in the city. They never bother about people who are drug addicts or who are suffering from diseases. No, nothing doing. They have done no business with them. They'll just attack the people who are very successful, who are very rich, because they're on top of the society. So they'll go and meet people and make contacts with them and ask them and this and that, and then they call them for the program, give them all the importance, everything. Then people start thinking, oh God, what a great thing it is to be here. Then pamper their ego a little bit. That's how they spread. But there's no reality in it. There's nothing special about it. It's all useless, it's all artificial. But that is how they sell themselves. Though we do not want to sell ourselves, we have to know that unless and until we have some remarkable qualities, people are not going to look at us, because whatever has happened is within ourselves and nobody sees the light. It's like a light which is burning, which is covered completely. So I have seen that. I went to Colombia. In Colombia, you'll be amazed that people had never known me, they had never heard my name. But I don't know why. But the crowds were so much that I couldn't enter into the compound. And with some or other I was pushed into it. Then in the hall was impossible. People were hanging on, I thought they were hanging from the top, just sitting on the thing to watch me or what. So many people in every direction, in every height, I found people there. I didn't know how to settle them down. But they listened to me very carefully, this thing. 2 days we had a program, 2 days the crowds were there. And then when they had the follow-on, they came, next day they disappeared. Same thing in Greece, same thing in Turkey. So there's definitely something wrong with us. Now there's a course coming up, people are trying to do the course business, but one should know it is not knowledge without love. It is love and knowledge. So how you talk to them, how you deal with them is there. But your dynamism is going to impress them. You can see the film we saw yesterday in which the music was there. Now what was it? There the energy was dynamic. The energy was dynamic with the music and everything, and that was showing. So you see, you got engrossed into it. So the movement of that energy, the dynamism of that energy really got you engrossed. But to be afraid that you'll become right-sided is nonsensical. Now you are in the center. How can you become right-sided? This kind of argument is only to support lethargy. They're not to have any discipline. I was surprised that in Shuddhi camp, where we have established a school for meditation, people come every weekend just to spend the weekend. They get up at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whenever they feel like. They are on holidays in Shuddhi camp. And 2 days they'll stay there without any meditation, without anything. We have come to mother's house, finished. Mother has to do all the job for them. I mean, for a Sahaja, it is minimum of minimum that they should get up early in the morning, have their bath and sit down for pujas. It's a common thing. All Indians do that way. It's a practice. Suddenly this country or these countries have gone into a kind of a lethargic, nonsensical life. Otherwise this country also used to do the same thing. And sleeping also, you have to sleep early if you want to. But one has to think that we have to change our lifestyle. We have to change our attitudes. So many things. See, like I said, simple things. Like I said, the day you want to wash your hair, put a lot of oil in your hair and then wash. You'll become bald. Imagine all bald Sahaja walking. They'll think your mother has so many hair and what about your hair? In food also. Too much, like I don't know here what is the situation, but in England I find they take so much of tea, all the time the kettle is on the thing. I mean, people are amazed when people come to Ganpatipule also in India. We don't take tea so many times. I mean, twice at the most. The whole day people want tea there. They don't understand how can they go on drinking tea at 1 o'clock in the night. It's like the alcohol has become subtler tea. Otherwise, how do you explain? You can't take alcohol, so let's have tea. Then settle down nicely. We are having cup of tea. In England, very common. Sit down nicely, cup of tea. What work have you done that you are settling down like that? Then whenever they'll come, as if they have dug up something or they have done the English channel, they'll come and even on the television you see people, they come down. I don't understand. You'll never find any Indian doing that. After all, in that heat also. He'll never say that. Because you think too much. Just think, don't do anything about it. Like you file, you see, make a file. Tomorrow is Mother's Puja, all right, we'll have this, file it. At the puja it's not there. Why? It's in the file. And anything that is before your realization, like people have an idea like this, how to avoid work. See, labor saving. Labor saving is a very great asset of the Western people. So the labor saving, how they will do, supposing you say, please telephone to such a person. Mother, I think he may not be there. Baba, you telephone and find out. So the explanation comes from the brain. It may not. So nothing can be achieved. So first the labor saving was that, oh, this is anti-culture, this is so bad, everything's so bad, we should start a very natural life, we should lead a very natural thing, and that we should become primitive and all that. So from that, if you grow from that area, if you grow into Sahaja Yoga, you become subtler. So the subtler things that they become is this way, that now as it is, you see, we should not do too much of everything. It's too much. It is too much. If you talk to somebody about Sahaja Yoga, they'll say, It's too much for me. Why, you have no brain, or what is it? What is too much? Can't take it? Oh, it's too much. It's a very common experience with me, that when I talk to people, they would say, it's too much. I mean, your brain, is it a limited brain, or what is it that you can't listen to me, what I'm trying to tell you? And once you start developing this kind of attitude, the nourishment cannot reach you. Supposing the trees say, oh, it's too much, then how are they going to do? Nothing is too much. I have to grow. I have to take all the nourishment. I have to become something. I have to do such a lot. What have I done? Nothing so far. Never be satisfied with yourself. I mean, some people who saw my program, they were all shocked. How mother is going to do it? I said, I know I'm going to do it. If I have to do it, I'll do it. So, this is what should be attitude. When you love me, I'm your ideal. You must know that. If you love me, then what are you doing about it? I am your ideal. You have to reach my style. Otherwise, Sahaja Yoga won't work out in these countries which have taken to lethargy as a great culture. I asked somebody, what about your bathing? Why don't you take bath? These days it is out of fashion to take bath. Everything seems to be out of fashion. Whatever is in fashion is horrid. It's very fashionable, is another thing people say. It's very fashionable. And whatever is fashionable looks so ugly to me. Now, if you have to take to the search culture, you have to know that we have to have a discipline in our life. We have to have education, we have to have a place, we have to have a position in the society. Because we are not sitting in the Himalayas, somewhere, lost in the Himalayas, sitting there and just doing our tapasya. Tapasya is here, where you live. Otherwise, if you say that, all right, we have to go to Himalayas and there we have to do tapasya in the cold winds, oh, that's very good, because that looks like something, so you might have a name or something like that. But tapasya is here. The detachment has to be worked out here. You get involved into all these things. In a way, sometimes surprises me. The amount of involvement you have in the things which existed in gross form, they have become subtler and you are still bound by them. There's no freedom.